What's good? Part 7 to the hood. Yeah, what's good from the hood? What's good from the hood? What's good? Yeah, what's good from the motherfucking hood? Yeah, what's good from the motherfucking hood? Yeah. Part 7 to what if that school was a reality hacker? Enjoy the video. Subscribe, comment, like, though. Alright, let's go to the fucking video, yo. Yeah, to the fucking video, bro. To the fucking video. You're a fucking hoe. That we see Deku, right? They would finally enter Greece. As when they land, they would see a man. No. They would be walking in Greece, finally landing in Sparta. A thunderbolt would strike right in front of them, summoning a man with teleport dead, wearing a lion's claw and a stone club. Everyone on guard. May. Right. Push.
Crispy.
And the whole ship would transform. It would be a Guardians of the Galaxy like type of ship. It would transform into a robot mech that would say, "Okay, I did not give authorization for that. I'm the only one here without a fighting-based work." She would say, "Good point. I was told to come down in face, but I'm disappointed." The Military would swing his club, sending a shockwave at them, knocking them all to the ground except for the 3 Calamity Brothers, as they were nicknamed. But they prefer to go by their names to the Calamities. Who are you? Who am I? Huh, you must not be from Greece. I am Hercules! The figure would scream. Kirishima would come out with his power suit, which was already completed by the time the Eternals started. Deku would power up, knowing that he's dealing with a literal god. Johnny would get ready, pulling out his shotgun. Kratos would summon his blades. Everyone would get suited up. They would all have communicators in their suits. They're like Iron Man suits. Attack! Fly. Attack formation! Zeta! Deku would say. Right! Ida would spin around him. Momo would create chains. Ida would grab the chains, making them swirl before running, tightening them around Hercules. Deku would come down with a thunderous kaboom, striking him with a blast to his face. Then Kratos would come and slash at him with his blades, Johnny blasting him with fire. Of course, Toga would stay at the base to guard it, alongside Dabi. Kratos would summon an axe and throw it at Hercules. Hercules grabbing the axe and smashing it in the ground, pulling out his comment saying, "Lycan!" smashing him in his skull before a loud could be heard. He hurt. He went to block with his hand, but his hand got broken, like it got bent. Ah! He would scream. Deku would say, "You'll be fine. Don't worry. We can heal." Deku would say, before pulling back and saying, "Red wave." Ah! Blasting the figure with a red attack. Red wave just doesn't sound cool. I think I might rename it. Pull up system at UI. Pull up hacker controls. Add aimbot. Combine aimbot with auto dodging. Combine auto dodging aimbot with instant incomplete copying. The eyes of the thief. Over time I rename it. Rename Red Wave to the Red Dragon. No. The Red. No. Not the Hacker. Chaos Cannon, short. Inspired by DC. What if Deku was in the DC? What if, not Deku, what if Goku was in DC? It's from another YouTuber. It's a good YouTuber, I just can't remember his name. Really go check out his What If. Just search up What If Goku was in DC. Complete saga and bada bing, he should pop out. But now Deku would be ready, activating his ghost suit. As Hercules would go to swing at him, Wrath of the Hydra! 9 serpent heads would attack Deku would dodge all of the effort with not much ease, but he would still dodge them. Even landing a couple of attacks of his own, sending Hercules flying back. Johnny! Kratos! Now! Mina would blast acid. Kratos would throw his sword at him. Johnny would blast him with the fire, his shotgun. Deku would send a chaos cannon, a chaos railgun at him. May blasting him with a blaster installed into the ship. Hercules would say, "Enough!" A loud shockwave would be sent, throwing even the calamities on the ground. Strong. I don't think we can beat him by ourselves, Kratos would say. I know. I got this. One for 110%. Charging at the figure before getting punching him over 1,000 times. Get smacked away. Before getting smacked away by Hercules. Pathetic. I have killed a god. I am God. Domain expansion. You hear 3 voices exclaim. Domain of the calamities. Deku would say, no more playing around. I'm gonna clap this man's cheeks! Charging up into his calamity form. Going up to stage 2. His hair would start to flow, turning a little bit red. As he would charge with a black aura surrounding the inner cords and the inner body of his red aura, mixing together to make this red-black color aura. Punching Hercules, sending him flying through a mountain. Kratos and Johnny would be like, Jesus Christ, he can do that! So, wait, that means we can do that! Kratos would look at Johnny and say, "We gotta try that." Right! Johnny would charge. But instead of going into a calamity, he would go into a calamity mode, but not one like Deku's. All of a sudden, his skin would start burning. He would get on the ground screaming, arriving in pain. Kratos would sit there, charging as best as he could. And then marks would appear on his body. He would grow buffer and bigger and stronger. His pupils shrinking, his eyes going red. The wrath of Sparta. The wrath of Sparta. Now, this Kratos is, his mom is a Spartan. His dad is Spartan, but his mom is Japanese. Not to confuse anybody. He would scream, pulling on his chaos blades, being covered in his energy, charging. Johnny still writhing on the ground. Before then, he looks up. All you can see is a skull. This is what Johnny looks like. I know he looks like a fucking badass. Deku would get those same energy-like veins he had when he went berserk years ago. But this time he can control it. Johnny would look up, charging, and a ball of flames, summoning his chain, wrapping around his fist, and punching Hercules. Everyone turned looking to see these near godlike figures in front of them. Kratos would say, "Oh, this is Sparta!" slamming his blades to the ground, making a shockwave at him. Having scars on his body and everything. With blue energy, he would charge, teleporting, slashing at Hercules, stabbing him right in his gut. Deku summoning his dual katanas, jumping off Kratos' back, spinning in the air, stabbing Hercules in his back. Johnny would wrap his chains around his arms. Johnny would start to lose control of his power as he could not fully control it. Combine the godlike power of the Calamity with the already pseudo-godlike powers of the Spirit of Vengeance, both with their own special influence combined into one. His control was hard to maintain and control his body without going berserk, similar to Deku. As Hercules would get there, as he would say, "You're strong. You even managed to make your own domain by combining all three of yours. The domain of war, the domain of hell, and the domain of black. The domain of red. But what about the domain of hacking? Domain expansion, a domain, true domain of the black hacker, domain of Ares, domain of I just said his name like a minute ago. Zeratos! Their domains becoming stronger as they would get even powerfuler. The domain of the calamities. They would all rush at him in a Naruto-like fashion, jumping him. Kratos kicking him in his head. Johnny blasting him with flames, and Deku punching him right in his gut. Johnny would summon chains at him in midair, grabbing him, holding him to the ground. Deku would jump up and summon a red ball, saying, "Otama Death Ball!" bringing down a gigantified death ball. Johnny doing the same, creating Purple Nova, making us purple supernova. And by the way, purple flames have been proven to actually be hotter than blue flames, so keep that in mind. And these are actually enhanced blue flames. Like Hell Flame, even though it looks weaker than blue flame, is actually trillions of times hotter, as it has celestial properties to it. And purple flames are not hell flames, but because his energy got mixed with it, it became a purple shade with hell flames involved. So his flames got way stronger, bro. We're hitting him in that 1-2 chicken wombo combo. Kratos saying, I need an ultimate move of my own. Wrath of Eddie! Bum, 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 bum. Running. Summoning a gigantic sphere made out of energy in a Susanoo-like fashion. As they would, all three techniques would clash on Hercules, making a loud blast equal to that of two nuclear bombs going off. Might would use their ship to protect everyone. They would turn around and they would see a giant crater as Deku would fly out, Johnny doing the same. Kratos would fly out, but with some issues, as he's not really good at flying. As Johnny would use his flames to fly, he would look like somewhat of an angel demon. His hands would be on fire, his feet, everything. Is that the Grim Reaper? He is no Grim Reaper, Hercules would say. In fact, he is nothing to the Grim Reaper! For jumping out, grabbing Johnny by his burning skull, which felt like metal. For spinning him, throwing his arm back, throwing Hercules, Johnny to the ground, knocking him out of his form. Hercules would say, I sense your friend was about to snap. But when Hercules turned around, he would see Deku's hand pointing up in his hand, his face, but with a red mark growing on his body, similar to that of a karma seal, getting all the way up to his eye, turning it into a skull. Be gone. Be gone. As a horn would sprout, he would blast Hercules with an ultimate death cannon. Then it goes to Calamity Cannon. Calamity Blast. Huh? A horn? As Deku would be similar to that of Boru Shiki, as he would be on equal footing with Hercules, clashing. Deku would be pushed back, but he would get stronger too, as he would start to glitch uncontrollably. As due to his glitch, he would be teleporting around the area quicker than before, punching Hercules. Because of how he was glitching, it would be similar to that of when you have some bad data, like doo-doo water data, internet. Like, for them, Deku was in one place. But for Deku, he is currently teleporting around hitting Hercules. But when he returns to the spot, Hercules is on the ground, coughing, with his nose bleeding, as he would say, where did this strength boost come from? Before he could finish, he would feel a foot on his head, kicking him to the ground. Kratos would be sitting there pulling out his swords, saying, enough! Before Deku would put up, while looking down, putting up his left hand, blasting Kratos away. I'm gonna have to take my taboo off. Father Zeus, he would hear a voice saying, it's my shot. Wrath of Olympus! Clapping his hands together. His Kanabo-like weapon, which is like a Japanese sort of weapon for that, would become metal with spikes, as he would say, now you done it! Smashing Zuko over the head, grabbing his horn back, slamming him into his knee, before grabbing him by his throat, grabbing his other legs and preparing to rip him apart. all you hear is a loud. See Izuku's body ripped in half on the ground, bleeding out. A puddle of blood will be forming. He'll be fine. Killed. You bastard! Momo and Kirishima, everyone would say, running at Hercules. Kratos would somehow teleport in the middle of the mix, carrying Johnny. We cannot fight. We can't defeat him without Izuku. Even Johnny combined won't stand a chance. You aren't strong enough. May get the ship ready. We're just gonna hover in the air for a while. Grab the remaining ship. But just do it! Kratos would snap, making a little bit of a shockwave. By the time they would get on, Johnny's skin would have fully regenerated itself from his Ghost Rider transformation. As they would finally get to near orbit, being about 200,000, being around 23,000 miles in the air. Momo would say at a staff meeting, so you know how you guys can't really use your powers without your bodies getting damaged in this? Yeah. And all of us are pretty much weak compared to y'all? Yeah. So, me and May have been working on super soldier serums. Oh? Kratos would say with Johnny sitting there bandaged up. That should enhance your physical capabilities in your human form without even using your calamity powers. Therefore, making you capable of using your powers a lot more efficiently than having to strain yourselves in battle. I actually had to force myself to transform. And I don't even think I was the one I was fighting for control of something else that was in my mind. But Hercules apparently seems to be knocked me out. Yeah. As Johnny's cloak would have teleported itself back to the black, where it was to be held. So his power activated. Black would say, menacing. I'm still surprised I made it all the way to part 7. This has got to be my what if with the most parts. Well, it is my what if with the most part, let's be honest. Love how they said a black background. Feeding a suitcase. Kratos would be there as well, with an omega symbol from in Greek on the chest, on the gauntlets as well, on the back. Johnny would have a skull on his chest outfit, and Deku would have a skull and a spider. The skull and spider meaning hacker. The skull with the flames would mean Ghost Rider, and the Omega would mean war. I can't believe Deku's dead. Kratos would say. He's not dead. But that man ripped him apart. Like, he literally ripped Izuku in half. Oh, you think so? Then come with me. Look at his DNA. Look at his cells. It's like they're being attracted to something. They're being attracted to his upper half. He's trying to regenerate, but he can't exactly do that when half of his body's on the other side of the damn room. That Kratos would pick up his ripped off lower half and put it up right next to his upper half. Veins would be popping out and would pull the body back together, healing as they would look in disgust. And Deku would heal back together almost instantly as they would hear a loud pop and crack, telling them that Izuku's spine just regenerated and popped itself back in place. Before they would wait a few seconds, they would get the defibrillator and shock Izuku, him waking up. So, what happened? 10 words. Skull, War, Berserk, Horn, Mark, Hercules, Lion, Sword, Chain, Katana, Nuke. That was 11. Oh dear, mother of me. Oh God, I have a meeting with All Might and the police chief. We read your schedule. And we're almost near Mount Forge. We'll go to his hologram room, patched up, all that. Looks like you had a fine battle, young Midoriya. You could call it that, he would say, bowing in respect to his masters and to his bosses. So, we might have found proof relating to your mother's innocence. He would say, Deku would snap right back up. You found proof info? Yes, sir, he would say. Please, my lord. Johnny would stand in the door guarding his crate, as when Deku was in his meetings, no one was allowed in, not even his right-hand men. The Calamities, Kratos, Johnny, or Kirishima were allowed in that room. That Kirishima, Kratos, and Johnny were set out as guards. As Deku would walk out with a big smile on his face, everyone would say, "So what's the news, Captain?" "Well, first we need to get to Mount Forge. And we won't be attacked." Apparently that attack was a test to see if you were really worthy or something. "Well, there's the volcano. We can't go in. That volcano is too hot, even for us." That's understandable. "May, do you have the serums?" "Yep. Here you go. These serums, I already know what they do. I heard everything. I have enhanced hearing, by the way." "Of course you have enhanced hearing." It's one of my many abilities, okay? Like I would say cockily. Or saying that 100 times fast. Cockly. I already messed up. Ray J went to the radio station next day and said, "Hey Fab, I'm a Q. Lyrics coming out to Super Sonic Speed. I asked him, he want to do And then practicing to get that damn part down for days, months, years. As Deku would sit there in his hero costume. I don't exactly have a hero costume for him. Johnny's would just be a biker costume with spikes. Kratos would just be a Greek-like cloak, suit. Deku's would be an all-black vest with spikes, with like brass knuckles built in, metallic claws. And a mask with a red laser HUD as they would jump in flying towards the volcano. That Kratos' suit having thrusters, he practically can't fly. Like he can, he just has very much trouble with it. So they had to just build his suit with thrusters. Johnny would ride his motorcycle in. As they would land at the entrance. As they would look at the writings on the wall. Deku would decipher them using his hacking, setting his eyelids to read Greek. This means the forge of Hephaestus, the god of smithing. Kratos would say. They would get to a door with a giant statue engraved into it, a man holding a hammer. As they would put up their hands, because they're blasting it open with water, taking a lot of power to actually open the door. Johnny estimating the doors weigh about 1,000,000 tons. That's fucking heavy. It took that's what explains why it took so much to first open it. But why does it even weigh 1,000,000 tons? I'll tell you if you come in here, a man would shout. They would go in to see a cloaked man. So you're Hephaestus, I'm guessing. The one and only. Man, Hephaestus would say. I was told by your master, Izuku, that you were going to come here to make you items. So I built you them. I call it the Calamity Set. My Calamity Stones, built specifically for each and every one of you. Red for hacking, purple for the rider, and blue for war. I still don't understand why I'm fucking blue when I'm literally technically the embodiment of war. Ask the person who gave you your powers, kid. And you know you don't have to lie. Y'all know who black is. Oh, thank God. And by the way, here, take these. What are these? They're extra add-ons to the calamity things. Instructions and alright then. Let's head out, boys. As they would teleport back on the ship with the help of Izuku. Hey guys, that's where I'm going to be leaving off. What if Deku was a hacker? Reality hacker.